Marla Loturco presented a service on skills for stressful times at Red River Unitarian Universalist Church on April 27, 2025. Welcome from Red River Unitarian Universalist. Thank you for joining us. The religion we practice in this church is centered in the here and now, rather than the hereafter. It is more of a thinking kind of religion than a believing kind. It is governed more by reason than by tradition, more concerned with the present than the past. It is concerned with getting the most out of life, with living wisely and well. A major aim for us is continually expanding our understanding of life and ourselves. This church is a community of people who share in the free and open search for a level of understanding that will enable us to be more fully and effectively alive. The church does not tell us what we must believe. It stimulates us to think. It supports us in our search. You are welcome to join us. Our centering value is love, with transformation, generosity, equity, interdependence, justice, and pluralism.
On this day, as with so many Sundays, we come in from the whirling world, the wind, the bright sun, the push and pull of tides and time, from the tumult of global news and local stories, the pain we hear of the demands on our spirits, the do this now culture that we live in. We come into this sanctuary from that windstorm, the rush of speeding drivers on the roadways, the rustling silence that fills some of our homes, the vastness of a once busy and perhaps now quieter house. All of this can leave us feeling stirred and unsettled. When we give our attention to what's going on around and beyond us in this throbbing world, we can feel windblown. We need places where we can come and find our grounding once again. Come in from the wind, come in from the whirl. May this be a place where we can experience genuine stillness, even just for a few moments. May this be a place that we can count on as we turn onto the driveway. Make specific to your place, such as along the column of trees, or as we turn on our computers and come seeking our congregational home page. May we feel pulled into a restorative time of energetic peace. May this be a place of learning, of nourishment, a community that generates new zest in us for the dynamic beauty of this world. Come, let us worship together. As is our custom, if you'd like to come and light a candle for a joy, a challenge, or just to bring more light into this room, please do so while we sit in stillness listening to the prelude. Please rise in body or spirit for our chalice lighting and spoken affirmation. Our chalice lighting words this morning are from I Breathe by Craig Rowland. I breathe in the warmth of this light, its glow filling the spaces where fear and doubt reside. I breathe out the tension I carry. I release what no longer serves me. I breathe in the strength of our community, a sanctuary of diverse voices and shared purpose. I breathe out the urge to go it alone. I embrace the power of togetherness. I breathe in the courage to speak truth, even when it trembles on my lips. I breathe out the silence that holds me back. I make space for honesty and justice. I breathe in the hope of transformation, knowing we are here to build and to heal. I breathe out despair, trusting that change is born in small acts of love. As we light this chalice, may each breath remind us of the sacred rhythm of life, the pulse of creation, and the power we hold to shape the world around us. Join me together as we remind ourselves of the affirmation that is a cornerstone of our free faith tradition. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another. We light this peace candle to remind us of all the places in the world where there is no peace. Join me in the words now on the screen. From falsehood to truth. Lead me from despair to hope, from fear to trust. Lead me from hate to love, from war to peace. Let peace fill our hearts, our world, our universe. You may be seated. Stress. I think we all know what the word means, but do we always know when we are experiencing it? I know that I sometimes can tell when I'm stressed. Other times my body will tell me I'm stressed by having fever blisters erupt or my body feeling anxious and out of sorts. There are multiple ways of dealing with stress, but the best idea is to put practices in place that help with handling our day-to-day stress and not letting it get out of hand. This morning, I will be sharing with you some of those practices. You may then design your own de-stressing techniques. Jim, you're going to give our stewardship moment.
I thought I was going to talk before stress, but it's more appropriate to talk about the budget after Marilyn's little talk on stress. We still have a few members who have yet to pledge. If your goal was to put extra anxiety on the finance team, you have succeeded. And we would like for you to now release us of that anxiety and go ahead and pledge. So today the board meets. We will be working on creating a balanced budget based on where we believe we stand with our pledge drive. And we're going to have to do some trimming unless we do get some people to step up. Let me tell you where we're at right now. Our target goal was 48,000 and we are around 9,000 short. Now I know of some money that's still outstanding that's going to come in, but I'm not sure exactly how much that is and when that's going to happen. That sounds, let me put that number in perspective. This year we lost 4 members. And those 4 members totaled around 15,000 of pledge drives. So we've been able to actually make up a very significant loss, and I really appreciate everybody stepping up and doing that. We still have a little ways to go. There are some items on the budget we can trim, so we're going to make it work. Any extra money goes toward outreach in community, and that's very important to us. We had a fairly successful Earth Day event, not a lot of people, but there was people there, and we had nice activity at our booth, so I appreciate all the volunteers that did that. We want to keep doing that and other things, so again, those of you that haven't pledged yet, please do so, and we will put the final information into the spring packet, which will go out probably on the 4th of next month for our spring congregational meeting. So anyway, for those that have pledged, we appreciate it. For those that are about to pledge, I really appreciate it. And we will keep you posted. Bye.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift, which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for sorrow we must bear, for failures, weight, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours at best, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift, which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad.
Our first reading this morning is from the American Psychological Association. Stressful experiences are a normal part of life, and the stress response is a survival mechanism that primes us to respond to threats. Some stress is positive. Imagine standing in front of a crowd to give a speech and hitting it out of the park. Stressful? Certainly, but also challenging and satisfying. But when a stressor is negative and can't be fought off or avoided, such as layoffs at work, or a loved one's medical crisis, or when the experience of stress becomes chronic, our biological responses to stress can impair our physical and mental health. Join now for our time of practices with words, stillness, and music. Please find a comfortable position. Our meditation words are from a prayerful meditation for renewal by Rebecca Savage. Spirit of life, both within us and around us, Be present to our collective yearning for renewal in this moment. Life has become super lifey these days, with the demands and pressures of jobs and roles, the tugs of the heart of people and places we miss and long for, the ways that when so much is asked of us, we crumble just a little bit more each day under the weight of it all. With soul-crushing, devastating news and updates from around the world and in our own communities, the loved ones in our lives hurting and struggling, the ways that we are hurting and struggling. Spirit of life, we pause to acknowledge the many challenges of life and send love and care within and out in the world. We pause to honor and hold space for the struggles we experience in our bodies and in our spirits, and send love and care to those tender places. We pause to receive the abundant mystery and grace, the power of love that is greater than ourselves to heal and nourish us. We call upon the transcendent gifts of renewal to be bestowed upon us for an energizing renewal to fill us in all the ways that serve our lagging spirits when our own resilience wanes. We give thanks and gratitude for the sweetness of renewal so that it may linger in us, be amplified and multiplied towards healing and wholeness. In the name of all that is hopeful and holy, may it be so. The Mayo Clinic provides our second reading, along with the chart that is on the screen. Stress symptoms can affect your body, your thoughts and feelings, and your behavior. Knowing common stress symptoms can help you manage them. Stress that's not dealt with can lead to many health problems, such as high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, obesity, and diabetes. The chart on the screen reads in columns. The first column is how stress affects your body. The second column is how stress affects your mood. And the third column is how stress affects your behavior.
Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. Tis the gift to be gentle, tis the gift to be fair, tis the gift to wake and breathe the morning air, to walk every day in the path that we choose. 'Tis a gift we pray we may never, never lose. Tis the gift to be knowing, 'tis the gift to be kind, 'tis a gift to wait and hear another's mind, that when we speak our feelings it may come out true. 'Tis a gift for me and a gift for you. 'Tis the gift to be knowing, 'tis the best gift of all, like a warm spring rain bringing beauty when it falls. And when we use this gift, we may come to believe 'tis better to give than it is to receive. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we will not be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right.
We're really enjoying a new voice in the chapel, so don't worry if she wants to talk a little bit. Behind you. The baby behind you. So. I don't like wearing watches, but to track my steps, I decided to get a new smartwatch. Not the Apple variety, since they're so expensive, but one that measures steps, heart rate, sleep. And as a bonus, I found out it measured stress. As I sat down to write these remarks, I checked to see what my stress level was. And the watch says, oh, it's 28, you're relaxed. I certainly didn't feel like I was relaxed. Instead, I felt like I was really worried about how this service was going to come together. I've put together everything else for the service and left my discourse to the very last. I'd gotten the readings done, the PowerPoints done, the worship associate script done, everything that was time-consuming, but simple for me. Now I got to write my remarks. Not simple, so no, I don't believe I am relaxed. Just checked again, and now my stress reading is 34, normal, but going up. I'll check again later as I continue to write this and see if it changes again. With current events changing rapidly, making seemingly potential major changes for us on an hourly basis, stress can become a significant issue for our health and well-being. With that in mind, I've been doing some research for myself on how to cope with stress, to prevent it from becoming distress. We all might recognize what stress looks like in our own bodies. It can differ from individual to individual. For me, I become uncomfortable, anxious, tired, and as some of my friends know, grouchy. My tendency is to isolate, which makes the symptoms even worse. When these stress symptoms continue for days, they can turn into something called distress, according to Dr. Kali Cyrus, a Washington, D.C.-based psychiatrist, which adds excess work to our body, exacerbating its wear and tear. Cyrus calls it discomfort at extreme levels, and can lead to high blood pressure, elevated hormone levels, conditions like chronic fatigue, depression, immune disorders. I don't know about you, but I would rather learn and practice coping mechanisms which will help me control stress symptoms so they don't turn into distress. To that end, I've looked at lots of research online, and I want to share a few of the suggestions which I have found. Side note, my stress during this writing at this point was 40, still considered normal, but it's still going up. One of the first suggestions, and the reason everyone was given a notebook and a pencil today, and if you didn't get one, see us afterwards. So you should have gotten a notebook and actually a pen, is to keep a journal. Now, this isn't a normal journal necessarily. The first journal under consideration is something called a gratitude journal. Allison Aubrey is a food and health correspondent for NPR News website. Of gratitude, Allison writes, "There is a lot of research on the benefits of gratitude. One of her examples is a study from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, which reports prior research has shown an association between gratitude and lower risk of mental distress and greater emotional and social well-being." That's fairly well known. However, its association with physical health is less understood, said the lead author, Yin Chen. He's a research scientist in the Department of Epidemiology. Our study provides the first empirical evidence on this topic, suggesting that experiencing grateful affect may increase longevity among older adults. I like that. Aubrey continues, "So you can ask yourself this: if I had a list of all the things I'm grateful for, would it be long? Think of all the people, the events, the experiences that bring you joy. At first, you may only think of a few obvious ones, but with practice, your list can grow longer as you notice more small things that enrich your life. Trying to remember in your head isn't always successful. Writing a list in a journal allows you to see your progress in being grateful. You may even keep one major list that you review daily. You don't have to rethink it and rewrite it daily, but you can keep adding to it. So each time you think of something more that you're grateful for, you just put it on the list. And so your list will continue to grow. Another use for the journal is to write down troubling events. We tend to fixate on the negative. So after writing down the problem, try to reframe the event to find anything that might be positive about that event, the silver lining. For example, recently, my car died with a troubling message. Your hybrid system is experiencing problems. Get to a safe place and stop immediately. So I called the dealership, and they said, yes, that was a valid message and definitely stop. Turns out the hybrid battery had died. It was a $4,200 problem. That's a lot of money on a limited budget, and I certainly could have stressed for quite some time about taking the money out of my precious savings. This is how I reframed my thoughts. It's better that it happens now than next Saturday and Sunday when I'm driving to Virginia with my 2 cats. So it was much better for it to happen then. I have road service, so I got my car towed to the dealership and I didn't have to pay anything extra. The new battery has a 10-year warranty. And since I'm 78, it'll be good till I'm 88. Who knows if I can even drive that long? It's a Toyota. So even though my current mileage is 189,000 plus, I should be able to get 300,000 miles out of this car on this battery. I did have some savings, and I made the decision to get a new battery so I don't have to get a new car with payments, which I might not be able to afford. So after I thought about all those things and I kind of jotted them down, I felt much better about the problem than I did originally, and much less stressed about it, because the mental shift made the difficult situation seem more manageable. At this point during my writing, my stress was reading 68, above normal. Another thing we can do when we seem to be fixated on the negative is to switch our focus to something pleasant. It could be a beautiful sky, a call to a friend, anything that gives you pleasure so that you can handle that stress in a different way. Creating a morning and/or an evening ritual which focuses on small pleasures can be a rewarding beginning or ending to the day. These rituals you make up yourself, but they may include writing in your new journal, relaxing with your favorite pet, stroking a pet, relaxing with a favorite beverage, watching the birds, savoring a favorite photograph, thinking about your favorite people, anything that may help you shift to a sense of calm or comfort. I have a friend who is very into starting her day. She gets her coffee, she sits with her pets on her lap, and she thinks about all of her friends and how important they are to her. And that's her daily ritual, and that gives her a relaxing start to start from. Other rituals could also include, hang on just a second. Mindfulness is the first one that comes to mind, mindfulness. And mindfulness may be practiced through actual meditation, or it can even be practiced through washing the dishes, walking, brushing your teeth. It involves focus on the task at hand, focus on the moment. You feel the movement in your body, you acknowledge your thoughts and let them go, you notice your breath, you want to be aware of your surroundings, and you want to focus on your senses. For example, one of my rituals now is that when I am mindful when I am brushing my teeth. And what I do is I notice the sound of the toothbrush, because it's an electric one. I notice the feel of the brush on my teeth and on my gums. I taste and I smell the toothpaste, the temperature of the water when I rinse my mouth, my reflection in the mirror. I try to include as many of my senses as I possibly can, even if it is only for the 2 minutes each time I brush my teeth. It helps me de-stress my mind. Mindful walking is much the same as normal walking. But again, instead of listening to a book or a podcast or solving problems, you want to be aware of the sounds, the sights, the smells around you, paying attention to how your body feels as you walk. In other words, be aware of your surroundings and your body and what your mind is doing. Another technique that I found to be helpful, and just the other day I actually read this in a fiction book. They were having them, a guy was in the military and he was talking to this person about de-stressing. So it's called square breathing or box breathing. As explained by the Duke Health and Well-Being, square breathing is a powerful yet simple breathing technique designed to promote relaxation and reduce stress. It's practiced by athletes, military personnel, and everyday people alike. It involves a rhythm of inhaling, holding, and exhaling and holding. So by regulating the nervous system, box or square breathing helps calm the mind, reduce anxiety, and improve focus. So we're going to try this box breathing. You're just going to sit there where you are and you're going to relax. You can do this any place, even in your car if you're in traffic and it's really stressful. You're going to inhale through your nose to the count of 4. Your count of 4, by the way, not my count of 4. And then you're going to hold your breath for the count of 4. And then you're going to release it through your mouth to the count of 4. And then you're going to hold it out for the count of 4. So basically it looks like this. I would breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out through my mouth for 4, and then hold for 4. And then I'd start the process over. I'd breathe in through my nose. And so we're going to try that. Eventually you want to get to about 4 seconds, but for now it's your own count of 4. Whatever that is, don't push it, just relax and do it. So breathe in, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4. And then breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in. Going too fast, okay. Hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4. And you can do this for as long as you need to do this. I sometimes do this when I'm having trouble going to sleep at night because it's a good thing to get my body relaxed and under less stressful situations. Snipers use it for their job too, because it helps them. Square or box breathing can be practiced almost anywhere, and it can be used as a mindfulness technique for meditation. So if you say, I can't meditate because my mind is too busy, if you're counting your breaths, it's easier to maintain to be able to meditate. So, just another little one. Another meditation, we did this on Laugh Out the Old Year. This was called laughter meditation. And it may be accomplished just by laughing by yourself. And it's a meditation that we did that Sunday of Laugh Out the Old Year. So we're not actually going to do it this morning, but just a reminder of what the technique is. You find yourself in a comfortable position and relax for a minute. And after about a minute, you start by chuckling for about a minute. And then you go to the belly laugh for a minute. And then you follow that by relaxing and regaining your breath for another minute. And it sounds strange, but it really, really does work. And you can increase it to longer times. It doesn't have to be just a minute. Once you get into the routine of it, you could do 2 minutes or 3 minutes, however many you want to. And if you want to, the other thing you can do is if you first wake up and you want to wake up, do that for the first few minutes when you first wake up before you ever get out of bed. And then you might even add a few gentle stretches, and so that when you get out of bed, you're ready to go. Another meditation is the gratitude meditation. It's a Buddhist meditation, and we're going to try this now. Notice your breathing, but don't necessarily try to control it. And again, I'm going to give you some statements that you say when you breathe in and in your mind, and statements you say when you breathe out. And so the first one is on an in-breath, you're going to say, "May I be happy." In your mind, as you breathe in, you're going to say, "May I be happy." And then as you breathe out, "May I be healthy." And as you breathe in again the next time, "May I be safe." And then as you breathe out again, "May I be peaceful and filled with joy." So let's try that on an in-breath. "May I be happy." On an out-breath, "May I be healthy." On an in-breath, "May I be safe." On an out-breath, "May I be peaceful and filled with joy." The second set, we use the same basic words, but you say, "May you be happy." And you can have an individual in mind, or you can just send it out to everyone. But an in-breath would be, "May you be happy." Out-breath, "May you be healthy." In-breath, "May you be safe." Out-breath, "May you be peaceful and filled with joy." And the third section to this is "May all." So it's on an in-breath, "May all be happy." On an out-breath, "May all be healthy." On an in-breath, "May all be safe." On an out-breath, "May all be peaceful and filled with joy." And this one is a good one. It's something that you can actually concentrate on what you're saying so your mind doesn't chatter as much. And the sayings are sent out to the universe and to yourself. Besides the morning or evening rituals, you may decide to try one of the following for stress reduction. Setting aside time for hobbies, for reading, for watching TV, not the news, sewing, wherever your passion takes you. You can spend time with friends and family, your pets, playing an instrument, singing or listening to music, keeping a sense of humor, getting enough sleep. Many of us fall short on that one. Eating a healthy, balanced diet, and staying away from mood-altering substances for the most part. I'm not going to say you have to stay away from all of it. That would be a losing proposition. Exercise is another good stress antidote. This may include walking by yourself or with friends. It may include yoga or Tai Chi, dancing, or any other activity that's movement that you find enjoyable. A key here is to make it something that gets you moving and that you enjoy. Or it may be difficult to force yourself to continue. But if you like to do it, you're more likely to. For some people, spending time in nature is a way to de-stress. Watching sunrises, sunsets, animals, birds, even people watching may be your key to relaxing. Also listen in. Is your self-talk negative? Are you your biggest critic? If that's true, you might need to learn self-compassion. Now is the time to take the compassion you would show to a friend and turn it on yourself. Some examples of this might be to take the time to do things that make you feel good. Take a lunch break when you are feeling hungry instead of putting it off, or even giving yourself a gentle hug now and then. And a final thought for this morning, in dealing with our daily stress, is to always keep hope alive. So I'm going to share this story with you about hope. This is a story of Two Frogs by Christopher Bruce. Once, two frogs were hopping through the forest when they accidentally hopped into a big churn of cream. The sides of the churn were so slick and slippery that there was no place to hold on to, so the frogs had to swim in circles to stay afloat. After a long time, one frog said, "There is no hope. We're doomed to drown in this churn." The older frog said, "Don't lose hope. Life is a circle. There are bad times and there are good times. One must endure the winter to see the spring." The young frog wasn't so sure. "You're wrong. We're going to die, I tell you." And the older frog said, "We must keep hope alive, for if hope dies, we too will die. But if we keep hope alive, we will live to see another sunrise." But the younger frog was already starting to lose hope, and he began to sink into the creamy liquid. "Keep hope alive, keep hope alive," cried the older one. Then the younger one started repeating, slowly at first, "Keep hope alive, keep hope alive, keep hope alive." The more they repeated the words, the stronger they felt. And the more strength they had, the better they could swim in circles. As they swam and swam around in circles, an amazing thing happened. They realized they weren't sinking anymore. The cream had turned to butter. The two frogs were able to hop off the butter and out of the churn. They landed on the ground just in time to see a beautiful sunrise. The older frog said to the younger one, "Remember, my son, life is a circle. Despair may last for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And the two frogs hopped away into the woods. We need to be like those frogs and keep saying to ourselves, keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Love yourself enough to learn to take care of your stress, and your days will probably be more productive and enjoyable. Checking my stress level now, when I was writing this, now that the writing was nearly complete, with only editing remaining, it was down to 38 normal again. So I hope you will choose to keep hope alive and learn what is effective for you to de-stress.
Now it is our time of giving. Remember that every offering is a share the bowl offering, where undesignated cash is given to the charities we support. The bowl awaits, or you may donate online.
Touch the earth, reach the sky, walk on shores while spirits fly, over the ocean, over the land, our faith a quest to understand. Touch the earth, reach the sky, children ask the reasons why. In our lives the answer show, and by our love they learn and grow. Touch the earth, reach the sky, all are born and all shall die. Life's the time left in between, to follow a star, to build a dream. Touch the earth, reach the sky, hug the laughter, feel the cry. May we see where we can give, for this is what it means to live. Touch the earth, reach the sky, soar with courage ever high, spirits joining as we fly to touch
I invite you to rise and body your spirit for the benediction and extinguishing the chalice. Adam Slate wrote our benediction this morning, sharing our blessings. We end our gathering with gratitude for camaraderie, shared wisdom, goodwill, and support that we extend to each other within this community. May we continue to bless each other with these gifts, and may we reflect those blessings back out into the world as we minister to those around us. Please join me in saying the words to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace, return in love.